Figure Fix Friday! Yeah! Oh. What's up, everyone, and thank you for joining us once again on the D-Star01 channel. I'm your host, Dexter Arafiles, and welcome to another episode of Figure Fix Friday. Today on Figure Fix Friday, we will be doing a complete restoration on a bootleg. And what bootleg do we have here is no other than the SH Figure Arts Goku Black. And this was sent to me from a viewer, a subscriber. So he said, hey, this figure is busted, it's loose, it just needs help. Can you fix him? And I said, of course, I'm going to do that for you. And for you out there who is watching, who wants to repair or revive a bootleg because you can't get the real one because the real one costs too much, or it's no longer available. So we're going to restore this bootleg. And first, let's talk about what's really wrong with him. So clearly, in the beginning of the video, his arm fell off. And this is due to the joints being just improperly, what's the word here? Molded. Because they're not precise, they do not fit well. And that could easily be solved by our good friend, Rejuvenate there, which we will tighten up all the joints. Now, another thing I noticed about this figure is that he has this really loose shoulder. Now, this is probably due to this crack right here, so let's zoom in right here. As you can see, this isn't glued in properly or the molding is incorrect, so what we're going to do, we're going to super glue that and pretty much just put Rejuvenate all over Goku Black here and all the joints that seem too loose. And then we're going to see if we can fully restore him. Just a lot of stuff, all his accessories don't fit really well, and hopefully Rejuvenate will fix that problem. If it does not, we will probably have to do some super glue mod and whatnot. So let's just start off by fixing this issue with the shoulder. Now, because of the fact that this is not very tight, or it's not held together as his other arm falls off, we will have to super glue it and see if that will work. So let's see here first. Actually, I'm starting to see that maybe we should just... Yeah, so I don't think it was the super glue issue at all. Let's see here. So let's see if we can take them apart. This is the... So you can see I took that apart. And we're going to see, so this is the inside of Goku Black here. As you can see, these are actually the issue. These joints right here. It seems like they're just too loose, so I have some pliers here. Let's see if we can tighten these up a little bit. And then we're going to put some Rejuvenate on there. Okay, so does not look like it's tightening up, so let's take out the Rejuvenate. At least we have an idea of what it looks like on the inside of Goku Black here. So we're going to tighten those up, and then we're going to super glue back his outfit. So I have some Rejuvenate inside of a syringe here. We're just going to apply it. Never hurts to be generous with this, because this is pretty safe. You're not going to lock up a joint this way, and that pretty much solves that. Let's remove everything we can. Let's move it around, and since we're inside, we might as well just loosen. Let's just tighten everything we possibly can with this figure. So we're putting on all the joints, making sure that they can tighten up. Now, this stuff takes about 24 hours to cure, so you're not going to see results right away. So once we got that done, we could probably put back on his outfit. Now, this isn't going to stay on anymore, but it will once we have some super glue. So we want to super glue this together. So let's put it into the holes that have the pegs go into, And I have here Bob Smith medium gap filling, and also it has a precision tip on it, which you can get on Amazon. So you always want a precision tip on these because you want to precisely put super glue in these areas. Just put some right there. Put some right there. Why not? So I put super glue in these holes right here and these broken pegs. And if this doesn't tighten up, I know the syringe should get in there. So I'm just going to hold that for about 5 seconds, and that should cure it, or at least start the cure of the super glue. All right. So I notice there's some gaps right there. The super glue is gap filling. So we will fill out those gaps with some super glue. Right there. And some right here as well. On this shoulder. Right there. I notice that is not doing that. It's filling, it can't clasp very well. I think that's as far as it goes, but it doesn't look like that's going to be a problem anymore. Okay, moving on. So that's pretty much the biggest issue that we're going to have. Now we're just going to put some rejuvenate all over this guy. All the joints that we possibly can find so we can tighten them up so he can be as close to the real deal as possible. If you get any on your figure, don't worry. This stuff dries pretty matte clear. And yeah, so I got the neck right there. We're going to put some right here on the arm. So now that we have that, let's assemble him here. And if this doesn't work, we will be using the super glue mod, but I have a good feeling that it's going to work. So once we have that in, all right, pretty good so far, well, except for this one. Let's see what's going on here. I think this sleeve, okay, so yeah, the sleeve wasn't in properly. That's okay. We can fix that, easy peasy. Okay. All right. So we're going to put some more of this rejuvenate in the shoulders. Like I said, this is pretty much just a big tightening fix. Nothing too major will be done. All right, so rejuvenate is applied. Let's put some, why not? Actually, no. I don't think the elbows need it. So actually, here's one that really, really needs it. So let's zoom in here. This is something the subscriber sent me, is that this has a really big gap. So that's due to the fact that this is not a very good joint, but we can tighten that up, of course, with our formula called rejuvenate. So we'll just fill that in. Okay, so I filled that in, and then we're going to use this to close it. All right, so we close that up. Sorry for the focus, guys. So I put some in there, some rejuvenate, and then I clasped it with my micro pliers. So we're gonna do it to this one too. As you can see, there's a gap there. No problem. Again, rejuvenate to the rescue. We're just gonna fill that in, no problem. And then we're gonna clasp it together with these micro pliers. Of course, we're just gonna have to wait for that to cure. All right. Another thing I noticed with this figure is that the legs are actually quite decent. I know Ron bought the clone of Goku Black, and this was a problem. His is actually really good for some weird reason. I honestly thought they would all be the same, but like I said in all my clone videos, when I review them, you cannot expect them to all be the same. Some will be loose, some will be really tight. That's really the nature of the beast, unfortunately. The knees are a little bit loose, so we will just add more rejuvenate. And then we will put some here. All right, now we put that on the knee. Let's put it on the other knee because these are double jointed. Here, right here. Okay, and that should solve that. We're almost done here. Now these are coming off real, and this one especially is super, super loose when it comes to his knees, or not knees, sorry, ankles. So we're just going to tighten them up, obviously, with more of this stuff. Of course, always reload. Just going to put some on the joint here. Put some on the joint here. And then we're going to put some on this ankle right here. Sure, why not? To tighten that up. And we're just going to place it back in. And that pretty much solves it. Another thing I think he told me is that all the accessories could be loose, but we will finish that up after 24 hours. Let me see. So what else was the problem? I think the faceplate was loose. Sure, let's just put some rejuvenate in there. If that doesn't work after 24 hours, we will be doing a superglue mod on it, which is where we put water and superglue, and that will tighten that up really nice. Probably just as good as rejuvenate, if not a little bit better. So I pretty much put rejuvenate all over this Goku Black figure. And last but not least, let's put some on this joint for his shoulder. Why not? For the shirt. Okay. And then we will put these sleeves on. And I think that pretty much will solve this issue. Will he be as good as a authentic, 100% real, almost $200 SH figure at Goku Black? Probably not. But will it get pretty close? I would have to say yeah. These clones can be revived. So there we have it. We have a almost revived Goku Black. And we will wait 24 hours and see how this guy survives. And let's see if Rejuvenate can truly rejuvenate him. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in 24 hours.
24 hours later.
All right, everyone, and we're back. It's been about 48 hours. I did a quick check on everything. It seems like we've gotten this guy together. I'm pretty excited about this. It seems like he's super tight now. Well, not super tight. I got the legs really tight, like a real one, like an authentic one. The arms aren't as wobbly, but they still are decently loose. I might have to do another application of Rejuvenate, but I'll tell you what, they no longer just flop down. They can now hold a decent pose. The hair no longer just flies out. As you can see, I'm giving quite a bit of force. That will not come off unless you really pull it off, which is really nice. That's much like the real one. I think the only thing that's missing now is it just needs a nice matte finish. Unfortunately, I don't have that right now to finish him off. But we do have a problem with this guy, and this is so unfortunate because I thought I managed to fully restore him. But unfortunately, the foot just does not want to agree. As soon as I picked this guy up, the foot fell off. Now, I think the only way we're going to solve this is by freezing this joint altogether. Now, if you're saying, whoa, Dex, well, don't do that. Unfortunately, this is the last resort, and I'll tell you why. So I have a double ball joint here, as you can see. And this double ball joint refuses to fit in the socket, and this is just due to a very bad double ball joint. And unfortunately, I don't have a clone that features the double ball joint, which is so unfortunate because I thought I had this guy. So we will have to super glue this foot on permanently. Now, he said I can do what I want as long as we get him functioning. And for the most part, he will be much better than what he was, but unfortunately, this foot right here, or this foot right here, will not function to its 100% capacity. We have to freeze it. If we do not freeze this, then he will just fall apart. So this is the final step. Sorry. This is not the final step. this is close to the final step. So I have some super glue here. Of course, everyone knows my absolute favorite super glue is Bob Smith Industries. This stuff is extremely strong. It cures really, really fast. We're just going to put some on the edge there. And we're just going to put some in here as well. Just going to have to freeze this up. Now, unfortunately, when it comes to clones and stuff like this is something that's expected. And I have to get it as straight as I possibly can. And I have to say that's pretty good for what it is. And as you can see, he should be able to stand. There you go. Yeah, so there you have it. That's Goku Black. He's pretty much restored. There's one more thing I have to tell you guys. When it comes to this joint, I've noticed that it just keeps popping off, and I'm having a really hard time figuring out why it's doing this. But actually, you know what? I think I know what's wrong, and I have some hot water here in this mug. So what we're going to do is we really need to loosen up these all these hands. And I'm going to try my best. And what we can do is you can heat it up. We're going to heat up this hand. Shouldn't take too long. And we should just take our micro pliers here and spread out this hole so the peg can always fit in it. Now, unfortunately, because it's plastic, it always tries to go back to its original form. Okay, so we did that. And I think this is just something the user or the owner, the original owner of this figure is just going to have to deal with, is that these hands will always have to be carefully removed. And that's so unfortunate. But I managed to tighten up the wrist, so it's not a complete destroyed figure, or when it comes to the wrist. So we're just going to spread out this hole on all of them, just so we can see. This is really pliable plastic on the clones, like super pliable. See, and that's so much better now, and now you can remove that with so much more ease. We're just going to do it with all of them. Sure, why not? Just going to spread out this plastic. And I suggest the person who sent this to me to get yourself some micro pliers and just do this like every once in a while, especially since you don't want to play with this one too long, or actually you don't want to play with it at all. You just kind of want to pose it. See, there you go. That solves that problem. And I think I'm going to start doing this with all my clone reviews or unboxings, is just messing around with it. Always have some hot water around. See if I can recover them, because a lot of them just don't seem to make it. It's so unfortunate, because some of these just aren't made anymore, just like this Goku Black. I just wish that companies would just continue to make these awesome figures, so that way these don't have to be bought, you know what I mean? See, and there you go, this one's fitting in really nicely. So I think that's really it when it comes to this figure, or when it comes to restoring a bootleg. So there you have it. I pretty much fixed him. All his joints are tight. He's just about, he feels like a real deal now instead of a clone. I mean, this is the only chance that you can get Goku Black, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the way to fix him. I guess that's really all I got to say. Don't forget to visit www.dstartoys.com for official 100% authentic toys delivered right to your door. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Hey you! Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Where? Right here. Not there, right here. You. And thanks for watching. So, rate, comment, and subscribe. Right here, right there, right here. Yeah.